Hey everyone, it's World Film Geek here, and I interviewed Hicham Hajji, a Moroccan-born producer who makes his directorial debut on the action thriller Redemption Day.
Thanks for having me.
Great. I gotta say, I really enjoyed Redemption Day. Actually, last week
Thank you so much.
I spoke with Gary Dourdan last week, and he said he had such a blast making the film, although he didn't want to leave because he enjoyed the food too much.
I know.
So my first question is, what inspired you to come up with the story for the movie?
So that's something a little bit dark. 5 years ago, I lost a friend. She's a photographer, and has been assigned on a mission in Burkina Faso in Africa. And she was having a beer with the crew in the bar, and all of a sudden you have this group of terrorists that show up in the bar and start to shoot everyone. And she lost her life 3 weeks later of a heart attack because she had 6 bullets in the body.
Oh wow.
So I wanted to write this kind of stories. Different stories, but I wanted to show our point of view of the world. When I say our point of view, I'm from Morocco, and every time you watch American movie, you have the American are the good guys, the Arab are the bad guys,
Mm-hmm.
and now from time to time now, like if you watch Jack Ryan or something, we start to give them the chance to explain and everything. But I'm not here to defend or anything. I just wanted to show a kind of small vision, small point of view of what happened in our part of the world. The conflict between Morocco and Algeria, the Moroccan Sahara, and all this kind of stuff, and the oil companies that keep drilling and try to make war in this region for some oil. So I tried to write the story to not exact. The main message is there, but I'm also writing a story. It's a love story above all, and it's I want to people to open their mind and see exactly what's happening, and if I can participate with a little story like this, that's the goal.
That's great. And like, yeah, you mentioned it yourself. We've had all these, Hollywood movies where the Americans were the good guys and the Middle Easterns were the bad guys. And I just felt I think that that stereotype I think now is slowly starting to fade. It's still going to take some time, obviously, but with your film and a few others that I recently seen, I could see that there's a peacefulness between the two factions, and your film definitely will shows that.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you noticed it. And you know what? One of the president character, the guy who played the president,
Mm-hmm.
is actually the real politician. And when he read the script and saw the ending and everything, he said, "How do you know all this kind of things? Do you have someone in the government?" And he was asking the question in a funny way, but it's like a way to say, yes, you're right. I mean, whatever I was doing in the movie, the way we wrote it, I'm not going crazy and trying to put the blame on anyone, but these things happen.
Yeah, and it sounds like you did your research on it, but as you were writing it, not just based on the personal experience, but I'm guessing you probably did
Exactly.
did a little bit of research on how everything works.
Exactly.
So, what was it like working with Gary Dourdan? He said he had a blast working with you when I talked to him last week.
Listen, if I have to reshoot the movie and you say, hey, let's reshoot the movie, I give you any actor you want,
Hmm.
I'll go back with Gary. This guy is amazing, seriously. He we had not only had the blast, but the guy is a very good actor. He's on set, he's amazing with the crew, with everyone. When he's into his character, he's perfect. There is no false note or anything. The guy knows what he's doing. He's a musician. Most of the time while he was waiting on set, he was playing with his guitar, for the crew sake of all the crew. To be honest, he's gonna be in a lot of other of my movies. We had a great experience. I mean, I met him the first time in Morocco when we started the prep. He came 2-3 weeks before the shoot, and we've been training with him with the fight coordinator to show the fight and the stunt coordinator to show how to use guns, how to fight, and everything. And during those 2 weeks, we became like brothers, and we had breakfast every day together, lunch, dinners, and going to my friends, showing him my area, my life, and everything. So we really created a good connection between us. And when we got on set, he knew what I wanted, and I knew the character, so it was going like very smoothly and very great. The same with the other actors, that I had a very good connection with Gary.
That's awesome. And what I really like these days is, back in the 80s when we had the stereotypes, we had the American as the big tough action guy. And I like the fact that we're having action heroes now that are flawed. I mean, we could obviously see Brad is suffering from PTSD, and that's a big thing with a lot of the action movies nowadays. They're flawed heroes, and I think that's good because it makes them more human.
Exactly. Well, especially when you've been a U.S. Marine, you went to Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan. I mean, you saw a lot of bad things. You saw a lot of killings, and you cannot just come back and say, yes, I've been there, so I'm strong. You have to show this humanity of the characters. You want to show that they are not robots. And Rambo was a good movie. It was a great movie, but the guy is a robot. But now, when you see between the First Blood and the Last Blood, you see some humanity. You see what's wrong in the character, and this is what the audience want to watch.
Exactly, and that was, even though Rambo was ruthless, it is true in Last Blood. He just wanted to just say, "I'm done. I've had enough." I got, I'm, and that's what he did. He put the final stamp on that. And here, here I could totally see, not to spoil anything, but I can possibly see Brad returning for another adventure with what's going on. And I personally would I told Gary, I personally would love to see a sequel to this because I enjoyed the movie overall.
Listen, that would be something great. I mean, we have a lot of ideas. I mean, if the movie does well and people like it, and if we get our money back and everything, we would love to do a sequel. I mean, there's a lot to tell after this with Robert Nipper, who was amazing in the movie. I mean, we have a lot of idea to make it even more thrilling.
Awesome. What would you say was the most difficult part of the shoot?
Definitely raising the money. Finance was a horrible nightmare. I mean, financially it was, I ended up spending everything I always earned in my life, and we had to have a lot of loans, and we had to convince a lot of investors. But it's my first movie. I mean, as a first-time director, people, they don't really trust you. We've never done this before. I've been working in movies as a producer or production services, but I never took money from people and give them back.
Yeah.
So everyone was a little bit,
hesitant. Yeah.
They wanted to know how. Yeah, they hesitated and they wanted to know how it works and everything. But at the end of the day, we convinced a lot of people, and definitely that was the hardest part.
Wow, and I gotta say, because Gary said a lot of it for him, it was the fight scenes, because he told me he had a background in martial arts when he was younger, gave it up, now he's doing a lot of boxing, and for here he had to do a lot of more grappling, grounded work, and I told him, you did a good job, it looks like your instincts. Yeah, definitely,
he did an amazing job, and he's been, preparing for not much. I mean, he's been preparing for 2 weeks, and once on set, he's been he has protection and everything, that he's been fighting almost for real with the guy. And I told him, guys, go slowly. I mean, we can accelerate things and everything. He said, no, let's get it done. And then we're having fun. But hopefully, I mean, the day after he was off, and he was coming to me and said, I'm hurt here. But at the end of the day, he really enjoyed the part, and it looks very real when you watch it again.
It does, and that was another great portion of it. Just aside from the emotional, content of the film, and yeah, I think I like I said, I would love to see a second one. Hopefully, it will make enough so you can do it. So
I hope so.
so finally, are there any new projects in the works that you can talk about? I think Gary mentioned he was going to work on a movie that you're producing.
Yes, so we just finished the shoot. When was it? 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. It's a movie. It's this time is it's a woman leading movie. It's called The Moderator, but I think we're gonna change the title. It's a woman who travels the world to save other women and avenge women victims of domestic violence. And we've been shooting. We had the idea to write this during the lockdown, and we shot it during the lockdown. And this is something that's supposed to go out probably next summer.
Awesome. Well, I'll look forward to it.
And I have also. I'm working. Gary was part of it as one of the main actors, and we have also a TV show in an electronic music world with Gary and Weather Lipper, among others. And that's what I'm working on right now. So hopefully Redemption Day come out and have some success, and that will help us a lot to make all the other projects happen.
Well, I will say it will be a great way to start 2021 with this movie, as it comes out on January 8th. And, anyone who loves a good political action thriller with an emotional drive to it, they're definitely going to want to see this. It breaks the stereotypes, has some great action, a great story, and Hicham, you did a great job on this film. I applaud you as a director, and I think you did a good job. And
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I'm hoping that we do get to see Brad again, and I hope you take care and stay safe.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, well, you take care, and yeah, if you do a sequel, we'll talk soon again.
Yeah, anytime. I'm around.
All
Thank you so much.
right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.